Hi guys, happy Thursday, March 19th. I got a little on this day in history for you. So on this day in history, the war in Iraq begins in 2003. I'm covering some of the articles. Sorry about that. So the U.S., along with a coalition of forces, initiates the war on Iraq by dropping bombs on Baghdad. Now, a coalition just means like a group of people. So it's referring to a grouping of countries that decided to do this. President Bush stated, quote, "At this hour, American and coalition forces are in early stages of military operations to disarm Iraq, to free its people, and to defend the world from grave danger." Now, President Bush was the president, obviously, at this time. This is something that I was a child during. So this is something that I grew up hearing about a lot. So the case for the war was built around the idea that dictator Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction. Again, if you, like me, were a kid during the early 2000s, that is something that you heard all the time. Saddam Hussein, weapons of mass destruction. So you as children right now, you hear different things all the time, but this is something that was in your face while I was a kid. This is a couple years after the 9/11 attacks, so this is just kind of a snowball effect from what happened then. So Saddam Hussein went into hiding shortly after the U.S. invasion. The coalition forces were able to topple his regime. A regime is like an empire, but just probably smaller, right? And captured Iraq's major cities in just 3 weeks. Remember, Iraq is in the Middle East, so that I don't have my map right by me. I guess I should have gone and done this by the map so that you could actually see where I'm talking about. But Iraq is in the Middle East. There was come on, lights. There was an intense manhunt that led to the capture of Hussein, and they found him. And as we know, there were no weapons of mass destruction ever found in Iraq, and often President Bush is highly criticized for that. All presidents are criticized for things, but this is something that definitely one of those things that it's a little tough to hear when you decide to go to a war for something and then you don't find anything. So yeah, this was something. I mean, there are still people who are stationed overseas, and we've slowly pulled out of this region, but definitely somewhere that still feels the U.S. presence. And it dates back to about a long time ago, 2003. So if you're watching this early enough in the day, I will see you in just a little bit for our Google Meet. If you're watching it later in the day, you were not at the Google Meet, and that's okay. We're just practicing today, but I would love to see your guys' faces. Also, Miss Seaman got an Instagram for students. So if you want to go ahead and follow that, my username is fromroom_30. I'm also on Twitter. I don't think you guys really use Twitter, but those are the two ways too that I'll kind of be keeping contact with you guys, pushing out some funny content for you to make you smile. So just hit me up if you need anything, email me, whatever you need, let me know, and I will maybe see you soon.